Hey, good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning here on Motivated Strength. I'm your host, Shane Schultz. We do this show so that you can start your day in a motivated, positive way. That way, you can take on life's challenges as they are, but more importantly, as you are right now. Now, if you happen to be new to the show, I want to say thank you for taking the time to see what we do here. What we do on Motivated Strength is we use what I call the optimal frame of mind. The optimal frame of mind is a higher way of thinking, that's all. It's a higher way of thinking that'll lead you to a higher level of living. Now, that may sound simple. It may sound kind of amateurish, but I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Once you get to the point as to where you utilize your mindset to help you more than to actually keep you stuck, I promise you, that's going to make a difference. Problem is that it's real easy to get stuck. It's real easy to adapt to things. Now look, motivated strength comes from a number of different challenges. I personally deal with clinical depression. I deal with traits of borderline personality disorder. I deal with PTSD. I deal with codependency, addiction. I even deal with chronic nerve pain. So I know what it's like to go through a number of different challenges. And that allows me to be authentic to you. It allows me to be authentic to you to let you know that I know what it is that you're going through. I'm there with you. I'm not just saying that I used to be like you or anything like that. I'm saying I'm there with you. You know, I mentioned the other day that I was dealing with back spasms as I was doing the shoot. I know exactly what that's like. Dealing with nerve pain and still having to get some things done, right? We have things that we need to get done. We either have to get them done through our doctor appointments, or whether they be through our group sessions, or whether they be through our therapy sessions, or things, maybe you might be even working, or maybe you might be doing something at home. There are things that you need to get done. It's not altogether easy when you're feeling the way that you might feel, or you're thinking the way that you're thinking. If your thinking is not helping you, then it's certainly not going to get you unstuck. That's the idea here. Motivated strength brings you the optimal frame of mind, that optimal frame of mind that'll lead you to a higher level of living. Now listen, we're talking about starting over this week, all right? And why we want to do it that way. Well, we talked about how, instead of thinking about what it is that we're losing, let's think about what it is that we're about to gain when we go ahead and start over. Another thing that we need to talk about is that we need to talk about our frame of mind, right? Our frame of mind is really important when we go ahead and make an effort to start over. Think about this. How many times do you have in you in order to start things over? I know when I was dealing with nerve pain over the weekend, I know that I had a task that I had to do, right? I had to take my room and I had to, clear everything out of my room because I was getting a new bed that was being brought in because of my nerve pain, actually, because it was helping me with my neck and my back. All right. So, I know that I had to do that. Here's the thing. I also knew how much energy I had. I also knew how much pain that I could take over a period of time. Now, the only thing that I could think of is that I needed to grit my teeth and then really work hard for a half hour. I needed to really work hard for a half hour. Now, you might say, for a half hour, what's that going to do for you? Well, I didn't do it just for a half hour as far as like the normal way. I looked like I was a little tornado. I was like the Tasmanian devil, right? I apologized ahead of time. I said, listen, if I hit you with anything, if I rush you or anything like that, I apologize ahead of time because I only have so much energy in order to be able to do this right now. I mean, tomorrow I might have more energy. Maybe I might feel better. But can I wait till tomorrow? The answer was no, because the bed was being delivered at that time. So what do we need to do? All right, well, one thing is that in order to be solution-based, we have to stay positive. We have to stay positive if you're to find the solution. Like I always say, stop tripping in your problems and start stepping into your solutions. All right, so if we're going to be in a solution-based idea here, we have to stay positive. Another thing is, and you mentioned, when I was talking about how the fact that I was going to give a full half hour and I was going to be like the Tasmanian devil, you got to work hard. You got to work hard. You got to give it everything that you've got and then some. And listen, here's what I know, all right? I'm going to be straight up with you, okay? Because I'm as transparent as I can possibly be when it comes to my advocacy. And here's what I know. People who deal with chronic pain, chronic illness, mental illness are the most resilient people that I've known in my lifetime. And I've done over 700 different interviews in my lifetime during the podcast world. All right? Think about that. Over 700 interviews, and bar none, people who deal with those things are the most resilient out there. You have the strength within you. You have the capability. It's just that sometimes we adapt to what it is that we're ailed by. And that's real easy. It's real simple to feel that way. It's real simple to have that familiarity of what our challenges are more than what the possibility can be, right? So when we're sitting there and we are giving it our shot, when we're giving it our shot to start over, we got to work hard. We have to stay positive and we have to work hard. I mean, that is really the big thing. We have to carry it through, all right? And then we need to look at it from the standpoint that we succeeded already. We succeeded already. In other words, you have to have the mindset of success. You can't have the mindset of failure. You can't have the mindset that your pain has stopped you. You can't have the mindset of your illness has stopped you. Because if you do that ahead of time, I promise you, you're never going to get anything done. I promise you, you're not going to achieve the goals that you want. You're not going to reach the heights that you really want to get to. You're certainly not going to crash through the ceiling. In fact, you're going to keep on hitting your head on top of that ceiling. So here's the thing, right? You have to be successful. Now, in order to do that, you have to look at it that you're successful. You have to look at it that you have the capability, that you already are successful. You know, many, many different motivational speakers will tell you, and people who will sit there and who are coaches and everything, they will tell you straight up that you need to believe that you are successful. You need to understand, not only do you believe it, you need to live it, right? I mean, think about that. You know, I know that, Jim Carrey, when he was actually just about this close to being homeless, he was sitting there and he was looking out over what it was, LA and Hollywood or whatever the case may be. And he was in his car and he had made a promise to himself that he's going to make $10 million at a certain date. I forget the date, all right? And so what happened is that he wrote himself a check. He wrote himself a check for $10 million and he put it inside his wallet. Let me tell you something. He has that check in his wallet still. You want to know why? Because he will never forget that moment. He'll never forget that moment where he believed in himself enough. And now he has the reward because he's made $10 million over and over and over again with each movie that he does. In fact, he signed a $10 million contract for the movie Mask. That's what it is that he ended up being his success. That was his goal. His goal was to make $10 million, and he did that when he did the movie Mask. Think about that. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe that you're successful. So even when you're dealing with pain, even when you're dealing with illness, you need to believe in yourself and your success, right? I knew what it is that was going to happen in my life. I knew straight up. I knew that the bed was going to be coming and it was going to be delivered at a certain time. It was between 4 and 5. I knew that everything that was in my room was going to be taken out of there before it got there. There was no doubt about that. I knew that that was going to be the case. I was dealing with back spasms. I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with a lot of different things because I was, having my nerve pain kicking my ass basically. But I knew that I was going to have that room cleaned out so that we could bring in the new bed that was going to make a difference for me. I knew my success. I knew that we were going to be able to get that done. Now, did I do it myself? No, I had a friend help me as well. If you need a friend to help you, what the heck do you think we're doing here? That's why we're trying to help each other. We're a community together. It's not about me just talking inside the camera and saying, hey, you know what? I'm Shane Schultz and it's me, myself, and I who's going to do all this. No, We're a community together so that we can reach outside of what it is that we're held by. So that when new people come along, they see that from our example, that we can be more than the challenges that we face. We can make our challenges a smaller percentage of our life versus a consumption of our life, and we can still be successful in who it is that we are and who it is that we're meant to be. All right, listen, we do this show Monday through Friday. We do this show so that you can start your day in a motivated, positive way. That way you can take on things like, doctor appointments, therapy sessions, group sessions, maybe things at home, maybe things at work, whatever it is. When you are going through those challenges and struggles, they are as they are, but you know what? You are as you are right now. So that's why it is that we need the optimal frame of mind to make that difference, so that you can crash through the ceilings that are keeping you stuck, so that you can be who it is that you're meant to be versus who you might merely feel and exist to be. All right? Now, listen, I love likes. I really do. I love them on Facebook, love them on Instagram, love them on YouTube. But what I want you to do is I want you to leave me a comment. Leave me a comment to let me know what it is that we're doing that's helping you. Also, if there's something that we can improve, let me know so that we can make a difference. We can make a change to steer things around. My purpose in life is not to make money off of what it is that I do. My purpose in life is to help others who are more like me than they are different be more than the challenges that they face. That's my purpose. So tell me how it is we can do that for you. Listen, it's all about purpose and passion. That's what's going to make a difference for you. That's why we moved Motivated Strength to the Speaking the Heart Radio Network, because that network is all about purpose and passion, helping you be empowered to be more than the challenges that you face. I hope you have an extraordinary day, and we'll talk to you again soon.